Welcome to the third of my series in my video blogs on solar storage, battery technologies and everything to do with this new and exciting aspect of solar. So we've talked about are batteries right for you, the different types of battery, we've touched on technology. Now I want to talk about a couple of the really interesting uses of battery technology. Now, number one is the entirely off-grid home. We have seen an incredible uptake in the last 3 years of people going totally off the grid. For many reasons. Generally, people have bought a beautiful block of land, they get their plans in, they talk to the power company and they're told, oh yes, we can get power to that site. It's just going to cost you 50, 60, 80, $100,000. And they go, and they talk to us. Now, we can totally power a reasonable size off-grid property for somewhere between 25 or 30,000 for a small cottage batch or small home, up to say 35 to 40, 45,000 for a significant size home. More, of course, if you want to live like you're in town and have a swimming pool and a spa pool and all the fruit, well, you're going to spend 100 grand. But most people going off-grid have got reasonably humble, they're in the country and they're looking at lifestyle. There's a huge uptake in off-grid systems. Behind me, you see an example of one of our complete off-grid systems. Now, these are essentially a power plant in a box. In this cabinet, you've got the batteries, the chargers and inverters, you've got all of the electronics, solar panels plug in one end, and AC power comes out the other end to run your home. We're running over 50 homes now in New Zealand on these systems, and they're seamless. They communicate with a generator so that if you haven't got enough solar or battery, they'll automatically turn your generator on for you. More and more homes, in rural areas particularly, are moving to fully off-grid. We're taking the lead carbon technology from the off-grid that we know works so well, and we're introducing it into your home as your on-grid battery bank. So what we've talked about so far is a nice little battery bank, store some power during the day, run your house at night, and we can use lead carbon for that. But this is where things get interesting. We've been experimenting now, and we have a number of homes running on off-grid systems within an urban environment, still on the grid. We're calling this our whole home UPS. Now, most of you know what an uninterrupted power supply is. It's not UPS, the couriers, it's an uninterrupted power supply. So many people have a small battery unit under their desk that if the power goes off, it keeps running their computer. What we're doing now is we've turned an off-grid system into a whole home UPS. So we can run your entire home, or just about your entire home, through your battery bank. In some situations, we've set houses up where they retain the mains power. The mains power may power, like in one situation, the clients had a nice big kitchen with an induction cooktop and a coffee machine and all of the kitchen toys. And the demand of that kitchen couldn't really be satisfied with the solar in the battery bank. So the kitchen still runs on the mains for the little time during the day that they use it. However, entire rest of the house runs off their solar and their battery bank. Now, the benefit of this also is that that system is giving them a huge amount of power. They're getting up to 15 kilowatts of power to run that house, and it'll run their entire home. If the power goes down, they hardly even notice it. So they can't use their induction cooktop or their coffee machine, but everything else in the house, it's business as usual. So we're creating an on-grid, off-grid system. So come and talk to us about that. If you'd like to have 95% self-sufficiency in your home, we can do that. So it's another aspect of what you can do with solar and batteries. So with our whole home UPS system, we're creating an entire solution for your home where your home runs on your solar, on your batteries, where virtually everything in the home, other than maybe some high demand aspects of the home, run on your solar and batteries. The power company now becomes your backup generator. Because we leave you connected to the grid with your meter, with a small fuse board that could run, as in the case I described, a kitchen or your hot water or other high demand, we take a PowerPoint feed to the generator input in the off-grid system or a UPS system, and if you haven't got enough solar or enough battery, the computer in the system brings in the mains and you use them as your backup generator. What a cunning plan. So you can be 95 to 100% off-grid, living in the middle of town and not at the mercy of the power company or power outages. So there's a great solution. So the very last aspect that I'll talk about now about battery storage is again about the UPS capability, the ability to be that backup power. Now recently I've talked to 2 commercial clients. One of them has a large 4-square store and they're in an area where they have fairly constant power outages. Not long ones, but I won't say where they are in the country because that'll tell you, but they're in an area where the power goes out and it's a nightmare for them. They've got freezers and fridges full of stock and power outages cost them a lot of money. So we're putting in a 20 kilowatt solar power array and we're putting in 40 kilowatt hours of batteries. Now that's going to run them for 6 or 7 hours downtime. So that gives them an emergency power supply backup that'll run all their fridges and freezers. It'll keep some lights on, keep the cash register going, so their business is not interrupted. So there are commercial aspects as well. Another client has a 3D printing operation where they're printing high value 3D products. Now these print runs can take between 12 and 24 hours, and if he has a power outage in that time and it interrupts the print run, it's wasted and they've got to all be thrown away. So we're putting in a battery bank alongside his existing solar that will give him enough power from the battery bank to run his machines for 2 hours, because he has a backup generator, but should the interruption happen at midnight, he needs to get the phone call, get down there, turn the generator on and make sure everything keeps running. So our concept of a solar powered emergency power supply, or UPS, has merit in many situations. Yep. Thanks for tuning in to SolarKing, to my video blog series. I hope you've enjoyed it and you've got more information now to make a decision about going solar, adding batteries and adding to your energy self-sufficiency. Thank you and bye for now.